Look who's back. It is one of our favorites right here, Rich Thaw, joining us on the show, and we're talking about that belly fat, losing fat, staying motivated. Also, do you have enough time in your day to do all these exercises? Well, Rich is going to touch on some of those. And, you know, when we talk fat, Rich, I think the first thing that comes to mind is diet, right?
Yeah.
Everyone talks about diets. Do diets work, first of all?
Diets, I mean, absolutely diets work, but really, if you boil it down, they're all the same.
Right.
So all diets have three things in common. Now, it's important to write these down. So for those of you
Okay.
at home, take a pen, write this stuff down.
All right.
Right? Diets all require some sort of calorie restriction.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
whether you cut down on like the macronutrients like a protein, or you cut down the carbs, like for example a keto, or if you cut down the fats, all of them play with the macronutrients on some level.
Right.
Right. Also, all diets, they suggest, highly suggest some form of exercise.
Of course.
And most importantly, every single diet demands consistency, just like everything else. Like
Yeah.
if you're not consistent, it's not going to work. And if you look at those three principles, all diets are pretty much the same.
It's interesting you mentioned keto because I keep hearing keto all the time now.
All the
It
rage
seems to
these
be,
days. All
yeah,
the rage,
it
all the-
is. So it is possible to work. I imagine, you know, any diet is very individual. You have to do your own research. But does keto work?
I mean, absolutely. They
Yeah.
all work. All of them work. I mean, essentially, it puts you in a calorie deficit. So,
Okay.
like, you're eating less calories than you normally would because, essentially, you're restricting one, like, major food group or macronutrients, a protein, a carb, a fat.
Right.
And by doing that, you're eating less food and you're exercising. So your energy expenditure is up.
Right.
Right. You're taking in less calories overall, less food overall. And what does that lead to?
Losing fat.
Absolutely.
Right.
So everything
But,
works.
You know, you mentioned exercise when it comes to losing fat. Everyone wonders, so do I do cardio or do I do strength training? Is there a balance between
my
the
God,
two?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So cardio, absolutely. You're gonna do cardio. You're gonna run on the treadmill. I think it's fantastic that you do that. It's very easy. There's a very low
Yeah.
barrier for entry. With weight training, you're gonna have to like learn to lift, learn to move. So it's a little bit more complicated. However, most people once they've lost the fat on the treadmill, doing the cardio, whatever it is, they're like, hey, I want to build some muscle.
Right.
Fantastic, right?
Yeah.
And then they go train with some weights. And sometimes what happens is like people get injured.
Yeah.
Like, it happens. It's
true.
fine, right?
Yeah,
And then like,
for
oh
sure.
shoot, weight training's not for me. Let me go back to the cardio machine. And they get flabby and they want to do it again.
Yeah.
But with weight training, you can just keep learning the movements and the patterns and add in some cardio. So you're building the muscle as well as burning the fat. Not
And,
only
you
that,
know,
but
and
there's-
that's important to think about too, I think, Rich, because I think people forget too that muscle weighs more than fat, right? If you look at that, you know, pound, you know, there's less muscle, but it weighs more. If you look
Yeah.
at that pound of fat compared to what a pound of muscle looks like. So is the idea not always concentrating necessarily on the weight, right? After you've lost it, you know, maybe you might regain a little bit of it, but it's good weight.
Yeah,
Is that fair to say?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll look at it even more as the movement patterns. Like, what do you
Okay.
do? Like, do you bend over to pick up your kids? So if you bend over
Right.
to pick up your kids and you've done deadlifts before, you know, okay, it's smarter to bend down here with that back nice and flat instead of rounding, where stuff tends to happen.
Right.
So lifting weights teaches you these patterns. I'm not saying cardio is the worst. I'm
Right.
just saying it's a little bit more real-world carryover to
course.
learn the weightlifting part than just like trudge away on the treadmill or whatever it is.
I mentioned time. And that's a big restriction for a lot of people. But today you're
Absolutely.
going to show us a couple of exercises here today.
So I was
right?
actually had a
Doesn't
conversation
take
with
a lot of
somebody.
time.
No, not at all. Had a conversation with somebody. We're set up right here together.
Okay.
So you can use that left foot. I'll use my other way around. So we're
Okay.
gonna put one foot on the box.
All
and
right.
he was like, I don't have much time to work out anymore.
Right.
So what we're gonna do actually, you're gonna stand up on the box, put all
Okay.
the weight on this foot, and you can put your tippy toe on the glider.
Okay.
Cool. So you feel most of the tension on this leg right
Yes.
here. Right? Can you lunge back and down? Can you put your knee just behind the box?
Just behind the box?
Yeah,
Okay,
good. Now
yeah.
stand up and forward, but keep all the weight on this leg. Come forward.
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay.
There we go. Cool.
Hold
So
on.
we're just upgrading an old classic, which is a reverse lunge.
Right.
But keeping that tension there, so you're getting more.
If you do- you feel
right? I have to say nothing. You got it.
I got it already.
Cool,
Let's
okay.
wrap this up. No, I'm kidding. Let's do something else. What
Absolutely.
else have
So what we can do is pair that exercise with a core exercise because you're a little bit unstable.
Okay.
So what you do is you put
noticed
the
that,
band. I didn't. Your words, not mine. Put that band under your shoe. Take a knee.
Okay.
Other shoe. Oh, that's fine. Yeah.
Oh, no, here, let me do it. I can do
Okay.
that.
Cool.
Yeah.
There, we're gonna hold the band right here.
Okay.
Cool. Can we squeeze that butt, the left bum?
Yeah.
Awesome. Can you hold that band right in front of your chest?
Okay.
And punch it in front of your shoulder. Good. Can you bring it back down here and punch it right here?
So what are we working here, Rich?
You tell me, what do you feel there? Hold there.
Well, certainly feel
my hand up
core.
here.
I feel, obviously, the arms, some
Yeah.
shoulder in there as well, right?
Absolutely.
The wing sort of area as
yeah,
well.
the lats. Absolutely, yeah. So we're training that pattern to be nice and stable in this position because when we lunge, what position are we in?
Right.
That exact. We're training
Yeah.
patterns.
Okay.
Right? Movement's not muscle, like we talked about before.
Of course. All right, what else have you got?
All right, so we're talking about like things you can do back to back if you don't have much time.
Okay.
Right? So you can pair these back to back for 5 minutes nonstop on the clock. If you want to keep going after that, no problem. Let's do a push-up.
Okay.
Right, so let's put the band on our hands like this.
All right.
Make this fun here for you, right?
Oh, look
In
at
a push-up position.
Dude.
And instead of a classic push-up, we're going to drop to the bottom and hold an inch off the ground for 2 seconds. Ready? So we're going to drop and then hold. 1, 2, push up hard. All right, drop and hold.
Oh, this
1,
is amazing.
2, and then push up hard.
Okay, I like this one.
One more. Drop and hold, and push up hard. Awesome.
Rich, I hate to say it, we've run out of time. I know you had one more exercise, but I want to encourage everybody, go and visit your Instagram. You're always offering up great advice over there, so follow Rich Thaw on Instagram. We'll be back with more right after this.